ratchetness.
Yo, Angela Yee, I love you.
50% ratchetness.
Tell them ratchets to sit down.
Okay, more like 95%
This
ratchet.
is becoming the most prominent form for hip hop.
Wake your ass up.
It's early in the morning, but they told me it was y'all. I said, oh, hell yeah, I'm getting
The
up.
world's most dangerous morning show. DJ Envy.
Your people's choice.
Angela Yee.
I'm a sweetheart, but I'll cut you.
Charlamagne the God.
Prince of pissing people off.
I can't believe you guys are the best, kid.
Collectively known as
Breakfast Club, bitches!
Good morning, USA.
Yo 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 yo.
Good morning, Angela Yee.
Good morning, DJ Envy.
Charlamagne the God.
Peace to the planet. It's Tuesday. Good morning.
Yes, it's Tuesday.
What's happening? How everybody feel out there today?
I'm broadcasting from New Hampshire. I made it to New Hampshire.
You're going to get a passport.
I'm going to get my passport. This was the only passport office open in the whole U.S. It was Honolulu, Puerto Rico, and New Hampshire.
You said the only passport place open? That can't
That I
be
can
the
get an
case.
appointment.
Oh, that you can
Yep.
get an appointment. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
It was the only one. So it was supposed to be a 3.5 hour drive from New York, from Jersey, I should say. It took 7.5 hours because of a storm that passed through and rush hour traffic. So I was on the road all day. This is the longest I drove since college.
No, it sounds like you needed a passport to get to New Hampshire. That's what it sounded like.
That's what it felt like,
Okay.
yesterday.
Okay.
Goodness gracious.
Well, good. I'm glad that you are getting your life situated. Yeah, how was your day yesterday?
I'm trying.
My day was good. I was in meetings all day, and then I went home. I fell asleep so early. I fell asleep at 8 o'clock, but then I woke up at 2.
You act like that's a problem. Man,
good.
But then I've been up since 2
why?
because I fell asleep at 8 o'clock.
If I fall asleep at 8 o'clock, I'm waking up at 4 o'clock the same time I get up every morning.
I really could only sleep for like 5 or 6 hours.
And what's crazy is my Apple Watch tells me all the time, now you're supposed to be in bed around 8:20. Never quite make it to bed at 8:20, but boy, if I could.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, God. God would be so, I mean, God is good all the time, but Lord, that would be amazing.
Man.
I'm
What
going
you do,
to
sir?
start going to bed when the kids go to sleep. That's what I'm going to start doing. As soon as after the kids take a bath and the kids go to sleep around 8 something, I'm going to start taking my ass to sleep. Because there's really nothing on TV that I have to watch.
Well, the game is on. The game
There was
is
no
on
game
tonight.
on last night.
Tonight.
Tonight
You're gonna
is
watch the game
the
tonight?
game is on tonight.
So you're going to watch that. And then I don't know if you're an Ozark fan. Or you watch Ozark?
No, my wife does.
I did. I saw they had the whole Nas Illmatic album playing. Killer Mike is in this season of Ozark.
But
Joe
once,
Mike's in the
once
season.
again, with that, you can watch that on streaming services anytime you want to.
That's true.
They're appointment television, so it's
That's true.
really nothing on TV you have to
Well,
watch.
I'm not used to falling asleep that early, clearly.
Well,
Well, nighttime is the only time you really get
I'm
because
praying
usually
for
throughout the day we always running. We got the kids. There's always something to do. So nighttime is when the house is only quiet. That's the only time.
I'll tell you one thing.
What?
The older you get, the more sleep you want. Okay. It's a struggle.
And I paid $5 for gas yesterday. You know, they're talking about that's going to be widespread for everybody. The gas prices are up 27%.
Lord have mercy.
I was like, why is this so expensive? My car was on E.
Any more bad
It
news
was like
you got?
$100.
Any more bad news you got for front page news?
She
You
couldn't sleep tonight last night. She had paid $5 for gas.
I slept last night. I
She
just
stumped her
woke
toe.
up super early.
Goodness gracious. All
My
right.
toe does hurt.
front page news is next though.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, what we talking about?
We are going to talk about 3 Louisiana juveniles and the guard who allegedly helped them escape.
All right, we'll get into all that when we come back. Get your ass up. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Now, tonight, the Celtics take on the Heat at 8:30 p.m. So that's game one. Now, what else we got, Easy?
Well, let's talk about the racist attack at the supermarket, the top supermarket in Buffalo, by the, and I still have to say alleged gunman, but Peyton S.
Wow.
Gendron, because you have to until,
For legal
seen it.
legal
Yeah.
purposes.
so I don't get sued and we don't get sued.
He is pleading not guilty, but I mean, you know.
We've seen it. It's on video.
Yeah,
Look
but
at
he's
it.
still for legal purposes. And he's pleading not guilty.
All right. Well, the suspect, according to his post, and you know, he was posting on Discord, he visited the Tops Friendly Market 3 times on March 8th to survey the layout, as well as at the times of the day when there were the most customers. He planned his attack for mid-March, but then he delayed the date several times. And as you know, he was taken into custody in the immediate aftermath, and he's under suicide watch right now after pleading not guilty to a first-degree murder charge. So they do have all this information based on his post. They said the attack would have continued elsewhere had he not been stopped. He had other target locations down the street. Authorities also found another rifle and a shotgun in his vehicle. They also had writing seen on his firearms. They said they obtained a photo of 2 of the firearms inside his vehicle that were not used in the shooting, and phrases like "White Lives Matter" as well as what appears to be the name of a victim of a crime committed by a black suspect. Now, they said that family has not visited him while he is in jail. Investigators have spoken to the suspect's family. They are distraught and sickened by what happened. He's met with his legal team while in custody, but there have been no family requests to visit him. Federal charges may apply in the shooting. Prosecutors are working to bring charges against him in the coming days, according to law enforcement officials, and that would be in addition to state charges as well. So Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden are scheduled to be in Buffalo today to meet with the families of the shooting victims, first responders, and community leaders.
It's sad, man, because there is no cure for racism. There's no cure for bigotry. There's absolutely nothing you can do to prevent those things from happening. Only thing we can do is protect ourselves at all times, and that's why I stress that if you're black in America, owning a legal firearm is a form of self-care. Get your concealed carry permit. Just do what you got to do to protect yourself, because this country won't.
Well, they said yesterday that they might be passing legislation that allows you to carry in New York now. In New Jersey, I seen that yesterday. Eric Adams was saying that's a bad thing. The man in New York was saying that's a very bad thing. But they might be passing legislation, I guess, in the next couple of days in the Supreme Court that will allow you to carry.
All right, now 3 juveniles in Louisiana who escaped from a youth center and the guard who helped them escape the facility have been arrested. They were in Houston. So they actually got out around 3 a.m. Saturday, and a warrant for their arrest was issued shortly after. According to authorities, 17-year-old Tawana Lafitte, 17-year-old Jeremiah Durham, and 15-year-old Navaria Lane were driven out of the facility by a 21-year-old guard by the name of Victory Toon. They were tracked down the next day at a motel in Houston after police found her vehicle. They waited for the 4 of them to return and arrested them. They said an unnamed relative had driven them there, and they were detained without incident. So one of them was serving time for attempted first-degree murder, another for armed robbery, and another one for second-degree murder. They are set to be extradited to Louisiana and will face a series of additional charges for their action. In the meantime, Victoria Toon, who's the one that actually drove them out of the facility, will be booked on 3 counts of accessory to simple escape.
I saw that story. I guarantee that girl, Victory, been trying to be down since grade school. You know, the white girl who wanted to be cool, wanted to be down, that was always down to do the wrong thing on behalf of the people she was trying to be cool with. I've seen this story before. And where she thought she was going after she did that? Back to work?
Well, definitely not back to work.
She thought she was just going to drive them off and then go back to work. Exactly. Nobody thought that one through.
All right,
Lord have mercy.
That is your front page news.
You did not live up to your name.
Victoria.
Oh, I thought it was Victory. I'm sorry.
All right. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open again. 800-585-1051. Get it off your chest. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Let's go. This is your time to get it off your chest, whether you're man or black. Say it with your chest. We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
So if you got something on your mind, let it out.
Hello, who's this?
Good morning. This is Nashawn with Brooklyn. How y'all doing this morning?
Nashawn from Brooklyn?
Yes, from Brooklyn.
Okay. I thought you said went Brooklyn. With
Let's
Brooklyn.
go,
I'm like,
Brooklyn.
who
He
is
said
Brooklyn?
Brooklyn.
I just got to get it off my chest. I don't understand how you kill 10 people, wound 3 more, and you get handcuffed without a scratch. I don't understand this. Isn't that the same place where the elderly guy got pushed to the ground and got hurt just for standing?
I believe that was the same place.
Yeah, I don't understand how that happens either.
I don't understand it. I'm sorry. Please tell me what reality we live in.
I don't know. I mean, they did it a few weeks earlier too with the subway shooter. You know,
I feel like it happens all the time.
They took him into custody without a scratch. I don't know. I really don't. I don't know what be going through police officers' heads at times. I really don't.
I just had to get that off my chest. I just find that disturbing. No, I don't want anybody to be, killed or anything like that. But at some time, why waste the court system?
Right, definitely a different way in how people are treated.
Yeah. Well, if the
I get what you're saying.
If the cops do come, though, if the cops come and the guy's not shooting, he got the gun down, they can't legally shoot him. You know what I mean? But I get what you're saying.
I get and I get when people say, what about, forget the court system, but it's like, I think death is the easy way out in situations like this. I would rather see that person go through the court system and spend the rest of their life in prison.
Nah, I'd rather see
death is the easy way out. Like, it's easy.
I don't know. Hello, who's this?
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name?
Ice. Yo, it's Pencil Man. I shouldn't have to do all types of other stuff just to get on the radio. Big word.
What?
What's up, Pencil Man? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing, man. Peace to all y'all. I love y'all. I just want to let you know, Envy, be careful out there. They're super racist. They ruined my life up there in Manchester Police Department. But they dropped the case, so I'm looking to get a little bit of change from them.
In New Hampshire?
Charlamagne.
New Hampshire?
Yeah, New Hampshire, Manchester. I don't know where you at. But,
What you do in New Hampshire?
There, man. Even though you white as hell, but yo, Charlamagne, good luck to all y'all for them books. I got them books you sent. I just want to let our listeners know it's legit. Yeah, I really do send them, even though it take like 3-4 weeks, but it comes, man.
We get them to you, brother.
Goodness gracious. Yeah. All right, thank you, Pencil Man. Hello, who's this?
This Shell from Detroit.
Hey. Good morning. What up, though? Get it off your chest.
I just want to tell my friend Shantae McAfee, happy birthday and have a great day at work.
Okay, thank you, Mama.
A little shout out.
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Wake up, wake up.
Wake your ass. This is your time to get it off your chest. Whether you're mad or blessed, we want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
This is Zion. How's it going?
What's up, brother? Get it off your chest.
Good morning, Charlamagne, Angela Yee.
Peace, King.
If you've been with somebody for 3 years and then all of a sudden they're telling you they don't want to be with you because stuff is in them they got to work on, should you still stay in the house and keep paying all the bills and y'all not together?
So you live together?
And we live together.
Oh, it might be time to move.
Is it your wife or is it just a girl?
It's a girl that we've engaged, and she's like she don't want to work nothing out, but she expects me to still stay in the house and pay all the bills. So I told her, I was like, look, mortgage come, you give me half on it. So now I got to pay half. Yeah, because we're roommates. You don't want to be with me.
So you guys have a mortgage, so y'all own the home together?
Yeah, not just the home. We have vehicles. I pay the house, the mortgage. I pay the vehicle payments.
You know, you definitely should not do that.
No, not at all.
Whose name is the house in?
His.
Both.
Or both.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Yeah,
it sounds like she has some responsibilities too, or if she's not going to pay on the house, then, you know, she's got to give up her part.
Yeah, like you said, y'all roommates now.
You do sound like you're being selfish though, because you started this off by saying she needed to do some work on herself.
No, she wants
said
to do
that.
work.
She said she needs to do some work on herself. That's what I said.
Right.
Yeah.
She don't want to be with him.
So you saying she needs to do some work on herself, meaning that, you know, she's going through something mentally, emotionally.
She's saying that something is going on within her that she needs to work on. But the thing about it is she has no communication. She doesn't want to communicate.
Well, probably with you, but she might be communicating with her therapist, you know, or her counselor or whatever she's doing.
That's wrong, because I had a therapist to call her to speak with her. She said, why do I need to talk to anybody for?
Well, clearly she's trying to figure something out, my brother. I'm not. The only reason I say you just being selfish a little bit is because it's like, yo, let's see what's going on with her first, instead of just continuing to push yourself on her and say, hey, I want you to be in a relationship with me.
Hello, who's this?
This is Eric from Norfolk. How you guys doing today?
757. What up? Good morning. Get it off your chest.
Yes, sir. I just want to call and say it doesn't matter how long you run the race, as long as you finish. I have 6 boys with 2 sister twins, and one of my sons has been 2 HBCUs, and he finally graduated.
Yes.
Salute to that brother.
Absolutely.
Where'd he graduate from?
8 years of torture.
Where'd he graduate from, King?
Oh, Norfolk State, man. I got my wife graduated last December. My son, my son just graduated after 8 years. I have another son that's graduating in December of this.
Beautiful thing, man. I love to hear it.
Yeah.
Congratulations. A shout out to the whole 757 out there, Norfolk, Hampton Roads area, that whole area up there, Portsmouth, Newport News. Good morning to y'all. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. We got rumors on the way, E?
Yes, and since we're talking about graduating, we'll tell you what superstar just graduated from college at the age of 34.
All right, we'll get into that next. Keep it locked. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
It's time. She's spilling the tea.
This is the Rumor Report with Angela Yee on The Breakfast Club.
All right. Well, a man who was involved in the drug deal that led to Mac Miller's overdose in 2018 has been sentenced to more than 17 years in prison, and that is for his role in selling fentanyl-laced pills to Mac Miller. Stephen Andrew Walter, he's 48 years old. He pleaded guilty to 1 count of distribution of fentanyl in November of 2021. Prosecutor had asked the judge to sentence him to 204 months in prison since he initially took the plea deal, but he was still dealing even after he took that plea back in 2021. So the judge gave him the extra 6 months at the sentencing. Imagine you killed somebody and now you are still out here in the middle of taking a plea deal and you're still out here dealing drugs.
Now let me ask you a question. Did he know it was fentanyl in the drugs, or did he not know? Like,
Probably not.
I have no idea.
Well, he said he was truly remorseful. He said, I'm not that type of person who wants to hurt anybody. That's not me. But on the paperwork where it says that I continue to conduct in that kind of behavior, I knew that there was death. That's not the truth, Your Honor. He says that he only delivered the pills and, you know, he thought that it was going to be ingested by, I guess, somebody else. I don't know.
That mindset is
in it, but.
That mindset is interesting to me though, because he said he never wants to hurt anybody, but you sell drugs. Like drugs hurt people.
Right. All right. So he's one of 3 people who were charged in the death of Mac Miller. And Michael K. Williams, his nephew, is speaking out, and he was on Red Table Talk. Actually, the episode airs tomorrow, so this is the first time that his nephew, Dominique DuPont, talks about the devastating moment when he found his uncle, Michael K. Williams' body. And here is a clip that has been shared ahead of tomorrow's episode.
I was shopping with my wife. Mike had some work to do the next day, and I'd reached out to him the night before, and I was concerned that I had not heard from him. We made the decision, go to his house. And I went upstairs, opened up his door, and it was quiet. Michael always played music, and I observed him deceased. Immediately called 911. They said, listen, do you want to start some compressions? And I said, I'm telling you, he's deceased. He's gone. He's cold.
Oh, man, I can't even imagine. All right, well, on that episode, Kate Quigley is also on this. She's a comedian, and she was the lone survivor of a fentanyl poisoning that killed 3 of her friends, including the comedian Fuquan Johnson. And so, again, that episode will stream tomorrow on Facebook at noon. All right, and Steph Curry has graduated from Davidson College, 13 years after dropping out of school to enter the NBA. He was only 1 semester short of graduating, and he re-enrolled at the school for the spring semester. He was not able to go to commencement, but his name was listed as one of the graduates. Now, he wrote Dream Come True, class of 2010, aka 2022, but we got it done. Thanks to my whole village that helped me get across the finish line, made the promise when I left and had to see it through. Official Davidson College alum. Mama, we made it. And
That's
of course,
dope.
his wife, Aisha Curry, shared a very sweet message on her stories as well. She said, proud would be an understatement. Congratulations to my love. You did it.
Dropping the clues bombs for Steph Curry. Because he didn't have to do that. He's a multi-millionaire.
Definitely didn't have to do that. And I love when a lot of celebrities do that. Even with Megan Thee Stallion that did it. I mean, they still got to go to class. Like, they still have to hand in papers.
Nick Cannon, he was...
Take tests, Nick Cannon. So it's not that easy.
J.R.
Nick Cannon
Smith
actually went to class. So that was dope. J.R. Smith.
Salute to J.R. Smith.
So that's pretty dope. So congratulations to all of them.
All right, now Rajon Rondo, Cleveland Cavaliers player Rajon Rondo has allegedly pulled a gun on the mother of his children and threatened to kill her during a heated altercation. Ashley Batchelor is the mother of their 2 children. She was granted an emergency protective order against him. She requested protection for her, their son, and daughter. She wrote, I am extremely fearful for my safety and for the safety of my children. Rajon has a history of volatile, erratic, explosive behavior. He is verbally, emotionally, and financially abusive. He physically hits our son and calls him names like, it rhymes with wussy, and accuses him of acting like a bitch. She also said Rajon verbally assaults our daughter. He calls her names like thought, bitch, and D-head. Rajon has made several threats on my life, saying at various times he will shoot me or shoot up my car. And so she said there was an alleged violent outburst that took place on May 11th. She claims that he became angry after she asked their son to separate laundry when he and his father were playing video games. And he ripped the game console from the wall, smashed things at the house, everything from a teacup to outdoor lights and trash cans, and yelled, "You're dead," when she tried to de-escalate the situation. According to Ashley, he briefly left the home and then returned 15 minutes later, approached the back door and started banging on the window with his gun and demanded to see his son, and yanked him outside and yelled at both kids for being afraid of him. So she said things did finally calm down when his parents arrived at the home, and that's what caused him to eventually leave. All right, we'll keep you updated on that. And Bobby Lights and Rolling Ray have a new dating show coming to Zeus. It's called Bobby, I Love You Purr. So it's being executive produced by both Bobby, Rolling Ray, along with Jason Lee from Hollywood Unlocked. And, it looks like they're back together again. This time they're working to find Bobby Light some love. If you guys are interested in watching that. Aren't you friends with Rolling Ray, Charlamagne?
No, why would I be? I don't know Rolling Ray. Why would I be friends with Rolling Ray? Where'd you get that from? You pulled that one out your ass this morning.
I thought you knew
I noticed
him.
the rumor report, but Lord have mercy.
Aren't you cool with Rolling Ray?
Yeah, he's cool.
I don't know why I
That's
thought
Pictures with you and Rolling Ray.
That's random as hell.
You never
Rolling
met
Ray
him?
at your birthday party? Did y'all vacation together?
I hosted a show back in the day on MTV called Trolls. I think it was called Trolls. It was like a spinoff of Catfish, and Rolling Ray was on an episode.
Okay. There it is. All right. Well,
You got
that didn't just come out of nowhere.
Yes, it did. You friends with Rolling Ray? Like, what?
Ray.
His name is Rolling Ray.
Well, salute to Rolling Ray. Rolling Ray.
Ray.
God bless that brother.
All right. Well, that is your rumor report.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Shee. We got front page news. What are we talking about?
Yes, and let's talk about New Jersey County. Camden County has agreed to pay a $10 million settlement to a black man who was left paralyzed. We'll tell you what happened.
All right. We'll get into that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Our audible pick of the day is Finding Me by Viola Davis. Here, the award-winning actress shares her story from growing up poor to becoming a show business trailblazer. Sign up for a free 30-day Audible trial at audible.com/Breakfast Club. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Let's get in some front page news. Now, tonight, the Celtics take on the Heat in Game 1, 8:30 p.m. All right, who you got, Charlamagne? Who you got, Yee?
The Heat.
That's going to be a tough series, man. I mean, I'm going to go with the Celtics in the whole series, though.
I'm going to go with the Celtics,
I don't know who wins tonight, but I'm going with the Celtics to win the series. Celtics,
Yeah, I think the Celtics.
Celtics are balling.
All right, what else you got, Yeezy?
All right. Well, Camden County has agreed to pay a $10 million settlement to a black man who was left paralyzed after an encounter with the police 8 years ago. The lawsuit was filed by 29-year-old Xavier Ingram. Now, it's been years of litigation. There was a mistrial that was declared, and then a jury became deadlocked on whether the officers were responsible for his injuries. But when you hear this whole story, you're going to be like, this is disgusting. So the lawsuit accuses the officer of using unnecessary, unjustified, excessive force and of violating Ingram's right to be free of unlawful and unreasonable seizure as protected under the Constitution. Now, although all parties agreed to the settlement, attorneys for the county, the police department, and the officers involved said the settlement was a business decision spearheaded by the insurance center. This all occurred on June 12, 2014. That's when Ingram, who is a resident of Camden County, encountered 3 county police officers who were on foot patrol. They were doing a sweep of an apartment complex. He said he encountered the officers as he was walking to a liquor store where he met up with a friend. When he exited the store, he was approached by the cops. He ran into the parking lot, and that's when he says they ran out into the street and pursued him. He surrendered, laying on the ground with his hands in front of him. The 2 officers jumped on him and handcuffed him. He did not resist, but they are accused of stomping on the back of his neck and his back and then viciously striking him. One of the officers placed his boot on the back of his neck and intentionally stepped down forcefully, causing him excruciating pain as he was screaming for them to stop. He also accuses them of failing to provide medical care despite hearing him complain of pain in his neck that was extreme, and he said he couldn't feel his arms and legs. So all of this happened. And like I said, now he is paralyzed after this encounter with the police. Now they're trying to say that he slipped. He allegedly slipped and fell to the ground. That's what the cops are saying. And they said that they displayed composure throughout the incident and had the presence of mind to immediately render aid and summon medical assistance. But the defendants have maintained that he sustained his injury by slipping and falling. And they said they didn't touch him. Does that sound likely? This man is paralyzed now. And according to even medical officers, they said that he had injuries to multiple areas of his cervical spine, and they were sustained during an assault. These the medical documents say that. So feels like that's impossible that he just slipped and fell. But he's finally getting a landmark $10 million settlement. But imagine that. Now you're paralyzed.
It's not worth it.
It's definitely not worth it.
I'd much rather be able to walk and not be paralyzed than be sitting on $10 million.
All right. Now, the founder of Honey Pot, Beatrice Dixon, is speaking out. There was a lot of social media backlash, and that is because people were accusing her of having sold the company, and they said, dang, Honey Pot went from black-owned to black-founded. That explains the rebrand, and they're also saying there are different ingredients now, that it's no longer organic. It's no longer plant-based. Well, here is what Beatrice Dixon had to say in response to the backlash.
The honey pot has not been sold. It is all a lie and a rumor. I remain the owner, CEO, and Chief Innovation Officer. We have evolved our washes. What we have not done is compromise what matters, which is being plant-derived, being pH balanced, and being backed by science. We realized that we should have communicated more directly to our humans. And to be honest, we had planned for a change to our formula that we were actually going to be launching later than what we did. And we were going to share that with you. But based on all going on with the global supply chain, our plans had to accelerate.
All right, so she posted, we have not sold. The wash formulation has evolved for good reason, and we have and always will serve humans with vaginas best. Full stop. Thank you for your grace and patience as I address this matter. But you can also email her directly, she posted, at Bea Dixon CEO, BEA Dixon CEO at thehoneypot.co for any questions, concerns.
I swear, social media just be waiting for black people to slip up. Doesn't matter if they're businessmen or celebrities. Y'all just can't wait to spread bad news. Like, my wife uses Mad Honey Pot products, so I see Honey Pot all the time. Beatrice has even been up here on the Breakfast Club before, but I've never seen this much chatter about them when they was doing the right things, or what y'all deemed the right things. But as soon as they have, like, I guess one mishap, y'all all over them? That's ridiculous.
Right, and the business has been growing.
Yeah.
From 2018 to 2019, their growth number was 382%. That's a huge jump.
And I ain't see the chatter about Honey Pot like that when they was growing and doing, things that y'all agreed with. But one time they do something that y'all don't agree with, y'all jump out the window on them.
And the crazy thing is with any business, especially with our businesses, there's growing pains. Like, we've never done a lot of these businesses before. There was no instruction manual. So a lot of times we're trying to figure it out as we go along.
That's why
we're way behind a lot of these other companies and these other people in their businesses. We're way behind. So we're trying to figure it out as we go along.
You will lose your mind caring about what these Negroes think.
And I can tell you from my personal experience dealing with supply chain issues right now for my pressed juices, Drink Fresh Juice, that's been really challenging. It took me like almost a year to even be able to do another run of juices just because of those issues. Even trying to get bottle caps or plastic, or even in the juice bar, trying to get cups and lids. They limit the amount that you can even get because there's so much limited. And things are a lot more expensive right now, too. So people are trying to find alternative solutions because of how expensive it is to get your hands on some of these things. You see what's also going on with the with the baby formulas and all that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It got to the point yesterday where, where we're starting our baby on fruit earlier because there is a shortage in formula. But everything, like you said, the bottle caps, water, gas is so high. It's everything is super duper expensive, and we got to figure it out. But, shout out to them. I hope they get it together and whatever they need to
do.
Salute to
the Honey Pot.
Yeah, even with the coffee tins we have to get, we weren't able to sometimes fulfill certain things because we couldn't even get the tins. It's just been a lot for business owners right now. So
all I know is folks will whisper about your success and scream about your failures. Your so-called failures.
Well, that is your front page news.
Don't ever want to talk about nothing good you're doing, but as soon as you do something bad, it's all over the place. You can't wait to report about it and talk about it and hashtag it.
All right.
Garbage.
Well, let's open up the phone lines. Let's have this conversation. Michael Blackson and his wife, his fiance, were doing an interview. And during the interview, they spoke about their relationship and how their sex life is.
Rada, you allow, or should I say accept, Michael having one side chick a month. Why does that work for you?
I've been in a long-term relationship, and I've said this before. You having sex with the same individual for years, it gets boring. And I just wanted some excitement in the bedroom.
Michael, would that same arrangement work in Rada's case if she wanted to have one side piece a month as well?
She's allowed to have any female she wants.
But not a man?
Not a man, because she don't want a man. We don't need another penis in a relationship.
So funny.
Michael Blackson is crazy, man.
All right, well, let's open up the phone lines. Would you do this in your relationship? Is that what we asking?
No. That's my answer.
Good question.
Damn, Yeet.
Nope. But
800, I'm with you though, Yeet. 800-585-1051. Would you do this in your relationship? Fellas, if this was cool with your fiance and your wife, would you do that? Ladies, would you do this with your man? Let's talk about it. 800-585-1051. Yeet?
No.
It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Angela.
It's topic time.
Call 800-585-1051 to join into the discussion with The Breakfast Club.
Talk about it.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Now, if you just joined us, we're talking about comedian Michael Blackson. Him and his fiance were doing an interview, and they were talking about their sex life.
Rather you allow, or should I say, accept Michael having one side chick a month. Why does that work for you?
I've been in a long-term relationship, and I've said this before. You having sex with the same individual for years, it gets boring. And I just wanted some excitement in the bedroom.
Michael, would that same arrangement work in Rada's case if she wanted to have one side piece a month as well?
I mean, she's allowed to have any female she wants.
But not a man?
Not a man, because she don't want a man. We don't need another penis in a relationship.
Okay.
We're asking 800-585-1051. Could this work in your relationship? Would you do this in your relationship? Yee.
No, absolutely not. If my boyfriend ever was with somebody else, it'd be over for us. So, nope.
Even if you proposed it?
That would be cheating. He's asking if he wants to.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's not cheating. Like, so you would never propose this?
For me, that wouldn't work, personally.
Gotcha.
It's fine if it works for other people. I just think sometimes opening the door for that just, kind of opens the floodgates of Pandora's box for other things to happen. The next thing you know, where are the rules? Do I have to ask permission before I do it? Do I feel like it's okay? Am I allowed to speak to this person outside of you? Am I doing things when you're not around? And I just think that's a difficult thing but for some people it works. Some people have open relationships. I just think in my grown age, no.
Yeah, I agree with you. There's no way in hell. Not at all.
And be too jealous.
Yes, I am. Now, Charlamagne, would you open up that box?
I don't think so, because you got to think about it, right? If
you don't think so. So it's
because
it's
it's a conversation. We're having a conversation. If my wife even proposed that, I would think it's a trap, because when she brings that to you and you say yes, she's gonna be looking at you like, oh, you're not happy, you bored.
When you've been thinking about this before.
Yeah, when the reality is, no, you just offered some other vagina, okay? I wasn't thinking about it before, but since you offering.
And some women do that because they want to be able to do other things too.
And that's the thing, right? As a man, I would be thinking that I'd be thinking like, why is she proposing this? Is she already doing something? Is there something more she wants? So I'm cool. The beauty of any long-term relationship is growing, evolving, and figuring out what keeps the pilot light lit. If another is what keeps the pilot light lit, do your thing.
What about if she wanted another penis in a relationship?
I mean, the same rules apply. Like, I don't no.
Like, if your relationship, if you want to clean it after she's with somebody else, like one of our listeners, that's fine. Whatever you guys decide.
That's too far.
But I mean, listen, we do live in an era of very non-traditional relationships. Like, people is acting like monogamy is dead. Like, people are really figuring out all of these different Polynesian sauce relationships. What's the word? Polyamorous relationships. Hey, whatever works for them.
Monogamy is alive and well for me.
All right, well, let's go to the phone lines. Hello, who's this?
Yeah, what's up? This is Simone from Savannah.
Would you ever let your man have a one side chick a month?
No way. Not one a month. That's just nasty.
Okay, so what about one every 6 months?
Yeah, one a year then.
But I mean, just to have maybe one every 6 months, maybe a couple of years. That's cool because on one hand, everybody threesomes are mainstream now. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people have that type of fetish, but it's really mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you.
Not just that, but you're gonna be doing more than freaking, honey. You're gonna be running errands. You're gonna be grocery shopping. You know what I'm saying? That's work for me too.
So you getting the work up?
I respect that.
Yeah, it's more than just because I couldn't see having a threesome with a female that I don't have some type of feelings for. You know what I'm saying? Even if she's a friend.
Hey, that's real what you said though, because if you've been in a relationship for a long time with a person, man, and you bring somebody else in a relationship, that woman got to offer more than just poom poom. Like, you got to do something.
Exactly.
I thought it was just a once a month.
I'm going to outdo her in the bedroom anyway. So you're going to really have to bring more to the table.
You want a slave? That's what you want.
Not a slave.
God damn, Envy. Why, Envy? Why?
Get groceries, do this, pick up the kids, do this.
Not a slave. Why you say slave?
All right, you want a nanny.
Not even a nanny. Just shut up,
know what
Envy.
you want, man.
And some people want somebody that they have no interaction with after that no one knows. You're not going to keep in contact. I guess it all depends on whatever conversation you have.
I just wanted the record to show.
I don't think that's practical. Like, I think that's borderline on kind of a little bit like a psychological condition. Because you cannot have a sexual relationship with someone without having some type of relation, not once a month. That's kind of fake.
Yeah,
But,
I get what you're saying.
once in a blue moon is cool.
I get what you're saying. I just wanted the record to show that we perfectly understood what she was describing. We didn't need Envy to put any label on it. All right.
Hello, who's this?
Jesus Christ.
Hey, this is Valencia.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, Valencia.
Good morning. How are y'all?
Blessed, black, and highly favored.
Would you allow your
Amen.
partner to have a side piece once a month?
No, I wouldn't.
Okay. Period.
That's it?
That's it.
This sounds like a sad case of my man's gonna do it anyway, and I'm gonna act like it's okay.
Damn.
Okay.
That's
and there
real.
are some women who feel like that. They're like, look, men cheat, so you might as well just get used to it and let them do it. You rather know
yeah,
than not
but
know.
not me.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I've seen too much of them damn Twa movies, man. All them Pandora's Box and Twa movies, they don't never end well.
What is a Twa?
Twa.
Twa.
Like a menage a trois? Three?
Okay. Okay. Well, 800-585-1051. Michael Blackson and his fiance were doing an interview. They said this.
Rather you allow, or should I say accept, Michael having one side chick a month. Why does that work for you?
I've been in a long-term relationship, and I've said this before. You having sex with the same individual for years, it gets boring. And I just wanted some excitement in the bedroom.
Michael, would that same arrangement work in Rada's case if she wanted to have one side piece a month as well?
I mean, she's allowed to have any female she wants.
But not a man?
Not a man, because she don't want a man. We don't need another penis in the relationship.
Would you allow this in your relationship?
No.
Let's talk about it. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Call me.
Add your opinion to the Breakfast Club topic.
Come on.
800-585-1051.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, if you just joined us, we're talking about Michael Blackson and his fiance. They did an interview and they spoke about their relationship.
Rather you allow, or should I say accept, Michael having one side chick a month. Why does that work for you?
I've been in a long-term relationship, and I've said this before. You having sex with the same individual for years, it gets boring. And I just wanted some excitement in the bedroom.
Michael, would that same arrangement work in Rada's case if she wanted to have one side piece a month as well?
I mean, she's allowed to have any female she wants.
But not a man?
Not a man, because she don't want a man. We don't need another penis in the relationship.
Would you allow this in your relationship? 800-585-1051. Yee.
I said no. I just,
I'm
you know,
just
I mean,
messing
it's
with
no
you.
real explanation. I'm just not doing
I'm
that.
with you. Well, let's go to the phone lines. Hello, who's this?
Tiffany
Hello?
from Florida.
Hey, good morning, mama.
Good morning.
Would you allow that in your relationship?
Hell no.
Period.
She's with me.
No.
Is there a reason?
Because that will open up a can of worms that you don't want in your relationship. I mean, look at Will and Jada. Look at T.I. and Tiny.
We don't know nothing about them damn people.
Yeah, we don't know that about
But we do know that.
We got allegations against them, but had they not had somebody else in their bedroom, they wouldn't have had those.
How you know?
Well, Will and Jada admitted, Jada and Will admitted that.
That what?
That Jada was with August Alsina. That's not a secret.
Yeah, but they were broken up at the time, according to them. And by the way, Will and Jada and T.I. and Tiny have both been together for a long time.
Ma'am?
Hello.
Oh, you changed your voice. Hello, who's this?
What up? This is PAKO.
Okay. Would you allow this in your relationship? Is this something you would want to do?
It could happen, but you gotta have you one of them ugly girls. That gotta be your man. Gotta be an ugly girl. Ain't no pretty girl. Ain't no Gia. Ain't no Leaf, and let that slide.
Don't put my wife's name in this one, brother.
You gotta be an
Far
ugly
away.
dude with some money.
Okay, so you're saying that if your main girl is ugly, then you can get away with it.
It's most likely gonna happen. Ain't no Yee, ain't no Gia, ain't no Charlotte's wife. None of that gonna happen.
But by the way, we keep saying get away with it, but it's the woman's idea. Like Michael Blackson's wife is the one that is proposing this. She's the one that's letting him do it.
I'm talking about comment folks too. I'm talking about comment for Michael Blackson. He got money, so this is gonna happen regardless. Comment folks, you gotta get you an ugly girl.
Man, shut up, man. Get off our phone, man. This guy is so crazy.
Hello, who's this?
Good morning. This is AJ.
Good morning.
Hey, AJ. Good morning.
Good morning. So, I love you guys this morning show. I literally love listening to you guys every morning. My kids love listening to you guys. So, I'm really happy to be speaking to you guys right now.
Good morning. We happy that you appreciate us.
So, what's your comment? What you think?
So my comment is, I know I don't mind spicing up my marriage, but as far as an side piece, no. We can bring another person every once in a blue moon, that's fine, but a side piece every once in a blue moon, no, can't happen.
Did you drop the kids off yet? Did you drop the kids off yet?
Oh yeah, I dropped my kids off.
Okay, just making sure.
So basically you saying
love
like,
listening to this.
You'll do a cheat meal, but not a side dish added to the diet every month. It's a cheat meal every now and then.
Well, it ain't a cheat meal if she enjoys too.
Right, it's a threesome.
Yes.
What are y'all talking about?
It's not a
metaphor. What are y'all talking about? Good luck, man. Jesus. Y'all went to college. It's a metaphor. It's a cheat meal. Two parties can eat the cheat meal. If you and your wife work out all the time and y'all decide to have a cheat meal on Saturday, it's together, guys. Come on.
The word cheat just threw us off.
Yeah, definitely do us off.
Y'all don't work out.
You're right. We don't.
But you're right, man.
Well, enjoy your cheat meal, mama. Now, what's the moral of the story?
The moral of the story is, man, just do what works for you. Because there'll always be somebody who thinks differently. So, I mean, if it works for you, it works for you. That's it.
All right. We got rumors on the way, Yee?
Yes, let's talk about Freddie Gibbs and allegedly Benny the Butcher. There was a situation in Buffalo, and Freddie Gibbs ended up, a lot of people beating up on him, but he still performed after. We'll tell you what happened.
All right, we'll get into that when we come back. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Town kills. Hello. Hello.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
What's happening? Good morning, man. How y'all feel out there?
I'm broadcasting from New Hampshire today. I had to renew my passport, and if you have to renew your passport if you're traveling, just remember that if your passport expires within 6 months, they won't let you leave the country. So the only appointment I could make was in Honolulu, Puerto Rico, and New Hampshire. Everything else I couldn't get an appointment anywhere, so I had to drive to New Hampshire, which is usually about a 4-hour drive, but yesterday, I guess there was a storm and traffic and everything. It took us about 7.5.
Well, sound like you need a passport to get where you're going.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy you got there. And I hope you get your passport.
I didn't get the passport yet. I'm in New Hampshire, though.
Oh,
so
and
shout out to anybody in New Hampshire.
And today, if anybody has Tubi, I did a little role in a movie that's out today. It's called Who You With. Shout out to my guy, Dennis Reed from Detroit. So it's a Detroit movie for sure. So make sure you guys check that out. Shout out to Kat is Magical. She's starring in the movie. I play her best friend. But it's pretty cool.
Okay.
And Monet, who actually wrote it.
Okay. And listen, I want to tell people, man, go to MTV.com. You know, the MTV Movie and TV Awards is coming next month. And I'm nominated for Best Host.
Hey,
for my work on my late night talk show, The God's Honest Truth.
All right now.
Which will be back really, 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 really soon. So, go vote for me for Best Host on MTV.com. Go to MTV.com and go to the MTV Movie and TV Awards and vote for your Uncle Charla for Best Host.
All right. Yes. We got our rumors on the way, Easy?
Yes, and we're going to be talking about some beef. Freddie Gibbs comments on his chain being snatched and other things that happened in Buffalo.
Lord
and
have mercy.
Brandy beefing with Jack Harlow.
All right, we'll get into all that when we come back. It's the Breakfast.
This just in. All the gossip. The Rumor Report. Gossip. With Angela Yee.
It's the Rumor Report.
The Breakfast Club.
Well, Jack Harlow was trending after he did not realize that Brandy and Ray J were siblings. Here's the original audio.
Brandy and Ray J are siblings? Nobody's ever told me that in my life.
Well, Brandy went to social media and said, I will murk this dude and rap at 43 on his own beats and then sing his ass to sleep.
Okay.
Then she said, see, I can have a little fun too. Hee, it's all love. That's pretty funny, though, because people were like, what? Oh, my God, Brandy's
She
beefing?
chose violence, yes.
She was joking.
Yeah. All right. Now, Freddie Gibbs, he performed in Buffalo after allegedly Benny the Butcher's crew jumped him. There's video footage of this available, and somebody had tweeted out, I just saw Freddie Gibbs get beat up and his chain took while I was eating in Buffalo, New York. And the person tweeted out, chain off video, Freddie Gibbs is running and his security didn't help. So Freddie Gibbs, on the other hand, did take the stage later that night. He did have some noticeable lumps on his face. His eye was swollen. People were wondering why his face looked injured. But when that, that text message from him surfaced online, he said, 20 N-words deep, this all they did, couldn't even take my ish. And then he had his bunny rabbit pendant that was online. He said, tell them N-words come harder next time. And he still did go ahead and perform. Here's what Freddie Gibbs had to say about rumors about his chain being snatched.
Stolen jewelry, producer stolen jewelry, and I'm in here buying new shit with my baby mama child support money. You see it, bitch, blanket.
Monday, May 16th. The jewelry is here.
Produce the stolen rabbit.
Produce the stolen
Produce the stolen jewelry that you say that you got, nigga.
Being a street rapper got to be exhausting. I mean, so much to prove all the time, walking around with your chest out, leading with your ego, always got to be tough. Nobody got time for that. And Freddie should be lucky he's alive. Like, I saw that video. You got jumped by that many people, anything can happen.
Right,
Yeah,
and
but
I
why
didn't
is he
even
beefing with
know,
them, though?
me neither,
Yeah,
because they have songs together. They were supposed to, at one point, do an album together, so I don't know where this all started from. Now, people were trying to figure out where this whole issue between the two of them, who basically have been, colleagues, done music together, seems like they was cool at one point, so they go back to different things that happened, and here is Freddie Gibbs telling people to keep his name out of their mouth.
They said working with Freddie Gibbs came and went. I know some other that came and went too. Just keep my name out your mouth, man, when y'all talking to people who are doing interviews. Just say next question, man. I don't want to talk about that, man. Just say next motherfucking question.
All I know is Freddie, it's never too late to pivot, my brother. You're going to be 40 this year. That's too old to be trying to prove, you gangster. And where's these rappers' security? And
there was a lot of people, and they were in Buffalo.
20 people on your ass.
There was a lot of people.
What are you going to secure?
You got you one of these Israeli trained armed security guards. Let that thing start flying.
But that audio was Benny the Butcher on Spotify's Most Necessary live interview, and that was him discussing a possible collaboration with Freddie Gibbs. He said it came and went, and that's when Freddie Gibbs said, to keep my name out your mouth, just say next question, keep it moving after that.
And how was Freddie able to count all those people? I can understand if it was 3 or 4, but he knew it was 20.
Well, I think that's an estimate.
And how do we know Benny the Butcher? How do we know Benny the Butcher had anything to do with this? I mean, I understand it was in Buffalo, but
that's
how
why
do we
I said
know?
allegedly. That's what people are saying. It's alleged that it was Benny the Butcher's crew. That's what people were saying. We don't know that that's true.
Because Freddie he be having a lot of smoke, it seemed like. So
and maybe they felt like it's Buffalo, and then the two of them have been having this back and forth. They've written stuff to each other on social media. Who knows?
I didn't know it was that serious. I'm not going to just put that on.
It feels like something
Benny
that
the
could have
Butcher.
been squashed with a conversation, but who knows?
Yeah, I'm just not going to just stick that on Benny just because it was in his town.
All right, now Kim Kardashian is on the cover of Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. So is Ciara, by the way. So is Yumi Nu and Mae Musk. So I'll break it down for you now. Kim Kardashian wrote a letter to herself for the issue. She penned a letter to her younger self where she gives herself a little advice. She said, it's easy to say just ignore the criticism, but another thing you'll learn is that at some point it will click in your head that it's not about you anymore. It's about family. It's about helping other people. For years, you'll be putting yourself out there, but you're going to become a more private person, and you're going to come to realize that the way to get your story out there, the actual narrative, the truth, isn't by engaging, but by doing. So that was a letter to her younger self. Now, Ciara's also on the cover of the swimsuit issue as well, and her husband, Russell Wilson, said that is something that she's always wanted. So congratulations to her. Okay. He also wrote a tribute to his wife as part of this year's cover story. He said, that's what my wife does. She inspires people because she connects with them. She tilts rooms when she walks into them. It really seems like all the furniture just slides her way. That is so sweet. In addition, model and activist Mae Musk is on the cover. She's 74 years old, by the way, so she's the oldest swimsuit cover model. And then Yumi Nu is also part of this year's cover class, and she is what's considered a curvy model. She made history as the first Asian curve model to grace the pages of Sports Illustrated swimsuit. Now she's on the cover. So those are the 4 covers, and that hit stands on May 19th. I'm Angela Yee, and that is your Rumor Report.
Who are you giving that donkey to?
Man, I need a relative of that thug, Peyton Gendron's, to come to the front of the congregation. Her name is Sandra. What is her name? Sandra Komaroff. She needs to come to the front of the congregation. We'd like to have a word with her.
All right, we'll get to that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Audible is the place for audio inspiration. It's audiobooks, originals, and podcasts from artists, writers, and innovators at the top of their game. Start listening when you sign up for a free 30-day trial at audible.com/breakfast.
This is a miracle.
There is no question that there are problems in this country between police and community.
Yes, you are a donkey.
The latest on that police killing of a black man.
Now to new developments in the deadly spa shooting rampage.
And yesterday was a really bad day for him, and this is what he did.
And so we are in a state of emergency.
Yes, we are. Okay, white supremacist violence is and always has been the number one threat to our society.
But I'm also very proud that my wife is white.
Lord have mercy.
The Breakfast Club, bitches.
All right, Charlamagne, please tell me, why was I your donkey of the day?
Donkey today for Tuesday, May 17th, goes to 68-year-old Sandra Komaroff. Do you know who Sandra Komaroff is? Of course not, but I'm going to tell you. She is a relative of the cold-blooded, racist, bigoted murderer, Peyton Gendron. If you don't know who Peyton Gendron is, he's the 18-year-old thug who decided to go into a Tops-friendly market and take the life of 10 black people in Buffalo, New York this past weekend, sending healing energy to the families of the victims. I can't even begin to feel and don't ever want to feel what y'all going through right now. But Sandra Komaroff is the cousin of this thugs, okay, Peyton's mom, and she, I don't even know who asked her and why she did, but she decided to give her thoughts on why she felt like he, Peyton, committed the murders that he did. She was talking to the New York Post, and she said, and I quote, "I have no idea how he could have gotten caught up in this. I blame it on COVID." Now listen, we have blamed COVID for a lot of things, and rightfully so, but one thing we're not going to blame COVID for is racism. Okay, we're not going to blame COVID for bigotry. Unless COVID is code for the American way, there is no logical reason to blame this on COVID, but I will continue. Sandra Komaroff said Peyton was very paranoid about getting COVID, extremely paranoid to the point that his friends were saying he would wear a hazmat suit to school. Listen, what was the key thing they told us to do to avoid getting COVID? What was the reason all of us was in the house quarantining, working from home? Why did Zoom get so popular? 2 words, 5 syllables, social distancing. Okay, which means to avoid people. And if you do get near people, stay 6 feet away. Going to a supermarket to randomly kill black people is not social distancing. In fact, if you were really scared of COVID and stayed your ass home, then those beautiful people who were killed in Top Supermarket would be alive today. Okay, Sandra, his mama's cousin, continued and said Peyton got COVID a few weeks ago. He went to a family function with a respirator mask on, and he totally wasn't going to get COVID, and then he got COVID. I know what y'all thinking. All the people who passed the COVID didn't take the right one out. I know. Okay, Sandra, his mama's cousin, said they were vaxxed to the max. That's her exact words. That's really what she said. And I don't know if it was a bad case. I just know he caught it. She is stressing that he bought into the fear of COVID. She is claiming that isolation and paranoia over COVID could have caused him to commit this massacre. Let me tell you something. It's no secret I suffer from bad anxiety. Okay, a lot more manageable now because of therapy and other mindfulness techniques I've been practicing over the years. So, you know, I understand being under the fear of isolation and paranoia, but what that got to do with being racist? Okay, what that got to do with being a bigot? All right, his mama cousin said that's the only way to say it. And when you're home all day on the internet, you're missing out on human contact. There's a lot of emotions and a lot of body language you're not getting as when you see their face. Again, what the F does this have to do with your 18-year-old thug-ass cousin Peyton being a racist, bigoted mass murderer? Then her husband David chimed in and said, in theory, COVID could have affected what they call the lizard brain. Oh, all you YouTube conspiracy theorists out there, I think he's admitting that Peyton is potentially a blood-drinking, flesh-eating, shape-shifting, extraterrestrial, reptilian humanoid with only one objective, and that's murder. Her husband said, I can't say it's impossible, but maybe that would happen 1 out of so many millions of times. What the hell are they even talking about? Don't nobody get the benefit of the doubt like a white man in America. Okay, Peyton was a racist bigot who wanted to kill black people. Full stop. Okay, that's it. It's a story as old as time. And by his time, I mean in the history of this country. Peyton just carrying on tradition. This is an oldie, not goodie. Okay, Sandra said, I don't understand the racist thing because my family is the farthest thing from racist. I've never heard a racist comment from him, from his parents. It's almost like he just snapped. Something in him broke. No, something in Peyton activated. Okay, I don't know if people are inherently evil, but I do not and will not ever understand racism. Okay, can you imagine hating someone simply because they aren't the same race as you? You think your race is superior, mine is inferior, therefore you get to decide whether I live or die? The thing that saddens me the most about this is that it's never gonna stop. There is no cure for racism. There is no cure for hate. There is no cure for bigotry. I think a lot of us have been waiting for old people with that racist mentality to die. But this thug Peyton Gendron was 18. So it seems like it's a never-ending cycle. And sadly, we're going to have to deal with this forever. And the internet don't make it any better. You know, Sandra said, I don't know where he went online, the dark web, and he got into some nasty stuff. No, he got into some American stuff. He found his tribe. And since this country doesn't, want to teach the real history of America, thugs like Peyton buy into false narratives online, lies online, misinformation online, like white replacement theory, okay, that puts fuel on their racist fire. Look, America, we can't heal what we don't reveal. And hell, when it comes to racism, even when it's revealed, I don't think it can be healed. Like I said before, there is no cure for racism. There is no cure for hate. There is no cure for bigotry. It's a never-ending American cycle that always has been and sadly always will be. And until we can deal with the truth of that matter, nothing, and I mean nothing, will change. Dave and Sandra, I need you both to shut the F up forever. Okay, COVID has taken a lot of lives. But as far as I know, it hasn't caused anyone to take them. Okay, isolation and paranoia has caused people during COVID to take their own life. But isolation and paranoia, as far as I know, hasn't caused anyone to take other people's lives. Okay, there is only one disease that caused your murderous, thug-ass, bigoted-ass relative Peyton to do what he did, and that disease is racism. In the words of Albert Einstein, racism is America's greatest disease. Racism is a disease of the white man. End quote. And sadly, I don't think it's a cure for it. Please give Sandra and David Komaroff. Matter of fact, let Kathy Griffin give Sandra and David Komaroff the biggest hee-haw.
Please give this giant jar of mayo the biggest hee-haw.
All right.
And I don't even know if Albert Einstein said that quote. That's who the quote is attributed to, but I like the quote.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Now, when we come back, Christian Smalls will be joining us. Chris Small, he's the president and founder of the Amazon Labor Union, and we're going to talk to him when we come back, all right? So don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Same.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
President of the Amazon Labor Union.
That's right, Chris Small. Welcome, brother.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Good morning, brother. How are you, man?
I'm good. I'm good. Very excited to be here. And, just tell the people, the good people, the story of how we got here.
Well, let's start. Why did Amazon need a labor union?
Well, I worked for the company for almost 5 years.
You still work for them?
No longer.
No, you got fired?
Got fired in 2020 when I led a walkout outside of Staten Island. And that's the reason why I continue to advocate for the workers' rights, because what happened to me shouldn't have happened. And I didn't want to see it happen to anybody else. So going back to that same facility and starting a union over a year ago, we were successfully able to become the first union in American history.
Why did they fire you?
Basically, they fired me after I led a walkout over COVID-19. When I was working there as a supervisor, we had no PPE. We were deemed essential workers. And we were shipping it out, no facial masks in the building, no cleaning supplies.
Wow.
And, I tried to go through the proper channels, going through HR, going to the upper management, and they neglected it. They didn't listen to us. They didn't listen to me. And at the end of the week, I decided to take further action. And when I led that walkout, I was fired 2 hours later.
How many people walked out that day?
The reports say that it was less than 100 people, but I'm gonna stick to what it was. We staged it to make it seem like it was more than a lot, more than a few hundred people, only because we knew that we had a short amount of time. So I got about a good 50, 60 people to walk out.
That's a lot. That's a lot at any job.
Yeah.
50, 60 people. What were the work conditions other than COVID at Amazon that made you and your coworkers feel like we got to do this?
Well, these buildings are massive. They 14 NFL football fields. I used to tell my new hires, if you have a gym membership, cancel it because you're doing 10 to 12 hours of calisthenics. We walk 30 to 60 miles a day. We only get a 30 to 45-minute lunch. You're working 10 to 12 hours a day, and you're on productivity the moment you clock in. So, you have to prepare yourself physically and mentally to work there.
Amazon didn't take this seriously at first, right? And I saw they sent out an email that got leaked where Amazon's chief counsel said you were not smart nor articulate. So what were your thoughts when you heard that?
Well, it was definitely disheartening because Jeff Bezos, who at the time was the richest man in the world, he signed off on that. And at that time, he was making $13 billion a day, $9 million an hour, and almost $4,500 a second.
And not getting taxed for it.
Right.
No tax.
No taxes. And to try to smear somebody like me who's making less than $40,000 a year just for trying to speak up and protect the workers, it was definitely disheartening. And obviously it motivated me to continue fighting and advocating for workers.
And you did get fired for your activism. How did you prove it was retaliation for the walkout? Or did you ever prove it?
My case was dismissed, so there's no justice for me. So by proving it was just telling the truth. I think people gravitated to my story just by me telling the truth. I was a worker there that invested my blood, sweat, and tears into the company, trying to move up, and I never got the opportunity. And it's because of the system that they have there. And when I got fired, I realized that I was trying to give my all to a company that didn't really care about me. And I think a lot of people realize that Amazon, they reaps the benefits of our communities, but they don't really uplift the black and brown workers that work there.
How did you feel after you got fired, like when you got the news?
I definitely, I went into a little bit of a funk. It was the middle of a pandemic. I just lost my main source of income, my health insurance. I have children. So I lost everything. So at that, of course, in that moment, I felt like, my life is over in a sense. But then I got a call from Reverend Jesse Jackson, and that really motivated me when he called me, because I didn't even know I still don't know how he got my number to this day. He just called me, and he pretty much gave me a motivational speech to keep going.
I saw in the New York Times that you managed to raise $120,000 at the time to make sure that people could protest, could be outside, could eat and everything. But they said that Amazon spent $4.3 million, and that was on anti-union consultants. That's insane.
Yeah. They pay these union persuaders or union busters somewhere between $3,000 to $10,000 a day to try to walk around the warehouses, stopping us from forming a union. So over the course of the year, that's how much money
they pay
they
somebody
spend.
just to walk around the buildings just to make sure you guys are not having conversations or rallying the troops?
Yeah, pretty
That's
much.
crazy.
Pretty much, yeah. Any conversation around labor, union, that's what their job is, to bust it up. We call them union busters.
So that union does still exist in that facility?
Absolutely. We won. We won on April 1st. We represent the 8,300 workers there.
So how did you know how to create a union and to start a labor union?
Google.
What was the process of that?
Yeah, who creates unions in 2022?
Smart people.
We definitely had to do a lot of research and homework, and I had to learn a lot of the labor laws. Thank God I was able to get a pro bono lawyer to help us out in the beginning.
Who's that lawyer, man? Shout him out.
Seth Goldstein. Shout out Seth.
But go ahead.
Yeah, he definitely guided us into trying to file certain ULPs. The other was just us. We created this union from scratch. The Amazon Labor Union, and we wanted to represent the workers. So we know the ins and outs of the company. We know the grievances. We live these realities. So for us, we formed something that would benefit us.
And what's the goal of the Amazon Labor Union?
Well, we have we have to get a contract, and in our contract we're fighting for a better quality of life overall, which is $30 an hour, job security, better medical leave options, longer breaks, pension, free college for yourself and your children, and make everybody a shareholder again, something they stopped in 2018.
Now that the case was dismissed, what happens about the retaliation?
Well, I have a chance to appeal, which I have to talk to my lawyers about. and you know, we probably will do that. But in the meantime, for me, you know, my justice is pretty much just fighting with the union. You know, I already seen that the legal aspect of it doesn't always go in our favor, especially being a black man. You can forget about it, you know. So I'm just trying to organize until, you know, I see that some systemically it will be changed.
I wonder why they changed, why they stopped letting people be shareholders.
To save the company money. You know, I used to bring home almost 3 shares a year. So they stopped that in 2018 when they gave everybody the minimum wage of $15.50.
Wow. You still have your shares?
No, of course not.
They just took them away.
I had to, you know, I had to use them when I lost my job.
Got you.
All right, we got more with Chris Small when we come back. He is the president and founder of the Amazon Labor Union, and we're going to talk to him some more. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with Chris Small. He is the president and founder of the Amazon Labor Union. Yee.
Has this been a catalyst for other facilities to also unionize?
Absolutely. You know, ever since we won, we've been contacted by every building in the country already. And, you know, that list grows every day, even overseas, from South Africa to India, Australia, Canada, South America. They all reached out to us. They're all watching us and they're rooting for us. So it's amazing to see.
People are calling this a David versus Goliath type of story. When did you realize the impact this would have just nationally?
Pretty much from the beginning. You know, I realized over a year ago when we first started that, you know, we wasn't getting the attention that we needed. But I know that we had something that was working because, you know, for us, we were signing up workers every day, and we were successfully able to sign up over 4,000 workers. And I knew that we had something special, you know, for a brand new union that has no established backing and no resources to connect with those people the way we did. I knew that it was going to be big once we got to the election, and it was.
My barber put me onto your a couple of weeks ago, and he was very impressed and very proud of you. And the reason was, he was like, because Chris doesn't change for nobody. It was like, you know, I'm sure they tried to fight you and say, we want you to put on a suit, we want you to do this, but he was like, he doesn't fall. He stands on his own. How difficult was it? Because I'm sure people wanted you to change you and to look this way, or to wear a suit, or to talk like that, or to take the fronts out. So how difficult was it for you, and how much feedback?
Well, for those who know me, like since I was, you know, a young adult, they know that this is who I am as a person. They know this who I was. Even Amazon knew that. You know, I came to work like this every day, and since 2015. And I told the White House the same thing when I went to the White House. You know, they going to invite me. I'm coming as is. Mm-hmm. And I think that's important to
be
yourself.
Did you meet Joe Biden when you were there?
Yeah, I met the president.
I didn't see this. I'm just kidding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I met the president. Mm-hmm. I met the vice president. I met the Secretary of Labor. Also had to school a couple of Republicans. But,
I saw that in the Senate hearing.
You know, but that's what it's about. It's like, you know, people want you to change and fit the status quo. But for me, I'm representing the workers. I'm representing the community that I come from. And I think that's important to be who you are as a person.
How was your experience at the Senate hearing?
It definitely was something that I thought I would never be a part of. But, you know, to be there and to represent the workers and to bring my actual union members there to share that experience, it was definitely powerful. And I wasn't, you know, I was there on a mission to make sure that I'm talking about the issues. So to get that opportunity was definitely great.
And what were you hoping to get across? Like, what were you hoping to, when you left that situation, what were you hoping to get out of?
Well, to number one, hold Amazon accountable. You know, the government gave Amazon $10 billion. And this is the same company. This is the same Democrats that claim that they stand with workers' rights.
That's right.
So we can't have that. You know, we can't have them saying that they stand with workers, but then you're giving the company that's, you know, stopping workers from organizing and firing workers and destroying people's lives, you know, $1 billion bailouts. So, you know, my reason for going there was to advocate for that. And also make a demand that the company needs to recognize our union as well.
You know, they bailed out Jeff Bezos' space firm. A $10 billion bailout for Jeff Bezos' space firm.
Right, for somebody that don't pay taxes and
for his Amazon stuff.
He got it. He's the richest man in the world.
He got it. Right. I was gonna ask, did Jeff Bezos or Amazon ever try to, when it was getting too loud, did they ever just say, you know what, can we just cut you a check to shut up, or can we just cut you a check to walk away? Did they ever try that with you?
You know, they did offer a settlement, a couple weeks ago, but it was disrespectful.
So even the settlement was disrespectful.
Right. It was something that I would never, even if they did, I wouldn't even take the money because it's not even about the money to me.
What was it? Can you say? You don't want to say?
No, I can't say it, but
Okay.
you know, I just say that it wasn't even enough for me to even come to the table.
Didn't they get you? They got you arrested, right? You and a couple other organizers. They got you arrested for trespassing.
Yeah. I was delivering food to the workers, something I'd done every day throughout our campaign, and that day they chose to escalate things, and I was arrested.
Wow.
Outside the building, you were delivering.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
For people listening, if they're in a situation where they're like, okay, we need to form a union, what are the steps to do something like that you would tell them?
So you need to get started. You need 30% of your workforce. So depending on where you work at, for example, if you work at like Starbucks, another place that's been unionizing a lot, you know, if they have 10 workers there, they need 30% to form or file a petition. Once you file that petition, you need 50% to vote yes, and then you can pretty much bargain for your unit. Really simple, but a lot of people don't know that.
Okay.
But you know, on the outside or just another business, when you finish with this, you really should think about doing a course on how to do it, because a lot of times we just don't know how.
Yeah.
And teaching other brothers and other sisters how to do it can benefit them a lot with their journey and their career and their life and their families. It's great because it's when you see something like this, you be like, gosh, like the amount of homework, the amount of learning, the amount of stuff that you had to do to understand and learn all this is pretty damn amazing, man.
Thank you. Yeah, I intend to. You know, that's what we plan on doing. You know, with this national call that we have. You know, now that every building reached out to us, we want to teach everybody how to get started.
Even write a book, bro.
Yeah.
What do you think is a good salary for an Amazon worker? Like, what would you think is a good livable wage yearly?
Yearly, at least 50.
Okay.
At least 50. You know,
Okay.
and that's after taxes. You know.
So like 100 or 80.
No, 70.
Well, New York's what,
75,
40%?
Well, no.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on how much you make when you.
Depends on how much you make. Yeah.
I was gonna ask you, you know, when you were at the White House, did you see the person that Joe Biden was trying to shake? When you're trying to shake a hand and there was nobody there, did you see that person at all?
When? What was this?
Never mind. All right. It's Chris Small, ladies and gentlemen, the president of the Amazon Labor Union, and we appreciate you. Know, anytime you need to come back, come on back.
Yeah, pull up, man. Let this be your platform. Let this be your bully pulpit.
No, definitely. You know, I appreciate y'all inviting me up here. It's important that the black community, the black and brown community, definitely stand behind this movement because we make up the majority of the workforce, no matter where we are in the country.
And I remember Nina Turner was here and was like, you got to get him on. So we're glad that you came
Shout out to
through.
Nina.
Yeah, Marianne too. Marianne Williamson too. She was
Shout out to
speaking very
Marianne.
highly of you.
Absolutely. I love both of them.
All right. Well, it's Chris Small. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the
Hey.
Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get to the rumors. Huh?
I just want you to know the Pentagon is revealing the truth about UFO files in a rare Senate hearing today. Just want to throw that out there. So look alive, people. The humbling of humans is about to commence.
All right. Well, let's get to the rumors. Let's talk NBA YoungBoy.
This is the Rumor Report with Angela Yee on the Breakfast Club.
So listen up.
According to DJ Academics, YoungBoy has the opportunity to re-up with Atlantic Records because his deal is over soon, but he turned down a $25 million offer. He said that NBA YoungBoy is leaving. He will not be re-signing. He didn't like their offers. He said, I can tell you they offered him like $25 million. He turned it down. He don't want it. He's good. He don't want the money. He doesn't want to be in a record deal anymore with Atlantic. He wants to be completely free. He wants to be independent. He wants to do his thing.
I respect it. He's making a lot of money off YouTube, right?
Yeah, and off his music too. Period. I mean, he's a huge artist. So, yeah, he's definitely to that point where he's been to that point.
Young boy, if you want any
merch,
if you want any more energy to move, I didn't even know he was on Atlantic. I had no idea Young Boy was signed to a major label this whole time.
Yeah, he's been on Atlantic.
I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I
did not know.
I didn't know that either. I thought he was independent this whole time.
I did too.
You don't remember him ranting about Atlantic and saying how they were blackballing him?
but that's when I first started.
They didn't take down his music. They put his. They took his.
Yeah, but that's when I first started realizing, like, oh, he signed to a major. I had no idea.
All right, now shout out to Bad Bunny. His Spanish language songs have broken a record. This week, he has 4 songs in the top 10 of the Hot 100, all in Spanish. It's the first time 2 or more all Spanish language songs have simultaneously ranked together on that chart. So congratulations to Bad Bunny.
So what causes that nowadays? Screams? 'Cause I saw when Future album dropped, he had like 4 in the top 10 as well. And of course, Drake. I think Drake might have been the whole top 10 when he dropped. Like, is it just Screams?
Bad Bunny's a huge star. And his album is Un Verano Sin Ti. Is also the second all Spanish-speaking album to reach number 1 on the chart. The first was his 2020 album, El Último Tour del Mundo.
All right, Spoiled Rabbit. Dropping the clues bombs for Spoiled Rabbit, man.
To Bad Bunny. You got to respect that, man. Mm-hmm. All right, now Tiffany Haddish is teaming up with Snoop Dogg and Lil Wayne for a new song. Here's what she had to say to Kelly Clarkson.
We really got to know each other when I did Snoop Dogg's Bad Girls, a comedy for Showtime, which I think is on Netflix, I think. Ever since, I'm always like, Snoop, we need to do a song. Let me get in the music video. Let's do a song. So he was like, yes, sis, like bring something to the table. So I brought one song to the table, and that's the theme song now for the They Ready series on Netflix, the comedy series that I did. Yeah. And now we just did another song called Look Like, and I can't wait for y'all to hear that. It's me, Snoop, Lil Wayne. It's fire!
You want me to play it? I got it.
Yeah.
You want me to play it? I'll play it right now.
Play it.
Is she okay with that?
I'm gonna wait until my good sister Tiffany Haddish says push the button. When she says push the button, I'll let it go. I do have it.
Play it then.
No, knock it off. But remember when she did the interview and she was telling the reporter, this is what money looks like?
Yep.
Remember that? Yeah, she turned that moment into a record.
All right, now let's talk about the Smartlist podcast. Now, the director, Paul Anderson, was on there, and he talked about a role that actually was supposed to go, Paul Thomas Anderson, a role that he actually wanted Leonardo DiCaprio for, but it ended up really jump-starting Mark Wahlberg's career. He had already been in, I think, like Cape Fear and Basketball Diaries, but this was the role that really put him on the scene. Besides being Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, he was more known for that at that time. But here's what he had to say.
Boogie Nights. Is it true that Leo was up for the part, but Mark got it? Or Leo turned it down because he did Titanic? Or is there any truth to any of that?
Sean loves the dirt, Paul.
That is very true, is that I asked Leo to be in Boogie Nights, and he spent many, many months agonizing and debating about it. Months. And ultimately, he chose to do Titanic, which, of course, in the long run, catapulted him to this massive worldwide fame. But on the other hand, I think possibly, but I think it was. We laugh about it now, but he regrets missing the experience and doing it.
I think Titanic was the right move.
Yeah, I think it worked out for him. Yeah, I mean, I guess you never know what's going to end up happening. And imagine being an actor and having 2 amazing roles on the table, but you have to pick one.
What was the other role again?
Boogie Nights.
I mean, I've heard of the movie, but I've never seen it. That's not as big as Titanic.
I mean, it was big for Mark Wahlberg, though, because then Mark Wahlberg ended up getting that role, and that's kind of the role that put him on the map as an actor, too. So it worked out for everybody.
I thought Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch put Mark Wahlberg on the map.
Well, as an actor.
Oh, as an actor.
Yeah, as an actor. That's what we said earlier, because before that, he was just known as,
I was just playing. I just wanted to say that he was in the Funky Bunch.
Shut up, man.
That's all. I just wanted to remind people that.
They said Leonardo DiCaprio is the one that actually suggested him for Boogie Nights when he couldn't do it, so that's dope. All right, well, that is your Rumor Reports.
All right, thank you, Miss E. Now, up next is the People's Choice Mix. Get your request in. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Our audible pick of the day is Finding Tamika from Kevin Hart, myself, Charlamagne the God, and Queen Erica Alexander in Color Farm Media. This series focuses on missing black women and the system that ignores them. Sign up for a free 30-day Audible trial at audible.com/breakfast club.
WWPR-FM HD1 New York.
An iHeartRadio station.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Again, my car show, it's less than 4 weeks away, all right? Father's Day weekend in Houston. So if you're out and about, get your tickets. It's a family fun event. There's celebrity cars, exotic cars, amusement rides, face painting. There's amazing food. It's Houston versus New York. It's a family fun day. Kids 5 and under are free. So if you haven't got your tickets, get your tickets. It's June 19th. And then we do it in Atlanta on July 9th, all right? So definitely get your tickets. We're going to have a lot of fun at all those events. And Charlamagne.
Yes, sir.
You're nominated for an MTV Hosting Award?
I am. The MTV TV and Movie Awards is next month, and I am nominated for Best Host for my work on my late night talk show, The God's Honest Truth, which is coming back very, 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 very soon. So go to MTV.com. You can vote. You know, that's why I love this nomination, because people can actually go vote for who they want to win the award. It's not being left up to some committee or, you know, a bunch of culturally clueless industry folks. It's actually, you know, up to the people. So the people can go to MTV.com, click on Best Host, and vote for your Uncle Charlamagne, Brother Leonard, for Best Host for the MTV Movie and TV Awards.
Yes, and also make sure you check out Who You're With on Tubi today. Shout out to Dennis Reed, who produced it, to Monet, who wrote it, and to Kat, to Demetrius, who starred in it. Make sure you guys check it out. You know, I told y'all it was on my bucket list to be in one of these dope-ass Detroit movies, so I did it.
All right, when we come back, Positive Note is the Breakfast Club. Good morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, Charlamagne, you got a positive note?
Yes, I do, man. Positive note, it is Mental Health Awareness Month. So, you know, it's a big emphasis on healing, as always. I just want to tell people healing also means taking an honest look at the role you play in your own suffering.
Breakfast Club, bitches!
Y'all finished or y'all done?